Wow, what an interesting day today. Some breaking news that literally came out of nowhere today. Kadarius Toney, we hardly knew you, bro. You're on your way out of here, and you're off to Kansas City. The New York Giants are looking to try to change things up, clean things up, and they're looking to try to see if they can go out there and improve this roster and maybe look to possibly make a move for a wide receiver near the NFL trade deadline this coming Tuesday at 4 p.m. So to keep that monitored. But what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday afternoon/evening so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85, and first off, I want to thank everybody that was on the live stream with me earlier on today. I want to thank Mac the Giants fan, Adam Costas, a.k.a. AC, Mitch Kovsky, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. I want to also thank Sevi Mizrahi, a.k.a. The Miz. I want to thank Big Pat Sports Talk. I also want to thank GiantsNation Inside Sports, Unpopular Opinion Sports, a.k.a. NYG22, and all the people that showed up for my live stream that I did on this breaking news. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for being there and supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Now, in terms of the news today, this one actually surprised me a little bit. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. But I am surprised because I did not think that the New York Giants were going to make this move. The New York Giants today traded 2021 first-round pick, everybody's favorite, Kadarius Toney, to the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for a conditional 2023 pick, as well as a 6th-round pick in 2023. So the New York Giants get 2 draft picks for this, one compensatory, as well as a 6th-round pick down in 2022. This is very interesting right now with the New York Giants. Obviously, the New York Giants just felt that Kadarius Toney was just not a fit with this team. They just felt that Kadarius Toney was not a fit with this football team, whether it was attitude issues in the background, whether it was issues before with the coaching staff, with the fact that he just didn't understand the playbook, whatever it is, and also the fact this guy just could not stay healthy. This was pretty much an indication that the Giants just felt Kadarius Toney could not help this team at all anymore. He just felt he was a bad fit, and that hamstring injury that he suffered during that 1 week where he suffered in a walkthrough, that might have been the final straw. And like my guys said, Big Pat, NYG, GiantsNation, Miz, all these guys, Adam Costas, Mac the Giants fan, maybe this was just a mirage for a way to get Kadarius Toney off this football team. So, I'm really wondering about that. I'm really wondering if this was just a big ploy by Kadarius Toney to try to get off this football team. We don't know. It's possible. But either way, Kadarius Toney is no longer a New York Giant. Kadarius Toney exits the New York Giants. These are his stats. He had 57 targets, 39 catches, and 420 yards overall in 10 games played with the New York Giants. 57 targets in 2021, 10.8 yards per catch, 38 yards being his long, and 21 field stretching plays. That was all in 2021, including that game where he blew up against Dallas, back in the Dallas game in around week 5, week 6, where he went over 160 yards receiving. But that was really the only blip on the screen of Kadarius Toney, because he only played in 10 games last year in a 17-game season. Kadarius Toney, unfortunately, is going to join the lure of bad Giants first-round picks. I hate saying it. But Kadarius Toney is going to join a very, very long list of players as first-round picks that just couldn't get the job done, whether it's backstage issues, whether it's back in the background issues, attitude issues, couldn't stay healthy. That's unfortunately going to define Kadarius Toney as a New York football Giant. It's a shame. This guy has all the talent in the world. This guy was a big-time game breaker for this team. Could have been a big-time game breaker. This team showed flashes, but what are flashes? Nothing. Just a flash in the pan. And unfortunately, Kadarius Toney, that's all he was with the New York Giants, was a flash in the pan. And the New York Giants washed their hands of a 2021 first-round pick that, yes, he wasn't exactly their choice as a first-round pick. Yes, he had a lot of upside. Yes, the Giants trusted in his upside when they picked him last year. Coach Joe Judge last year with the Giants wanted to see if they can invest in Toney, if he could give this team something going into this last season and into this year. But maybe, like my guys, Big Pat, NYG, and all those guys said, maybe with them leaking out the information last year, with Pat Leonard pretty much busting up the news about Kadarius Toney, maybe the Giants were thinking about trading Kadarius Toney in the offseason. Maybe that was the whole point. Maybe the Giants wanted to get rid of Kadarius Toney in the offseason, then Pat the Rat and Chris Pettit's dumbass ruined it for them. So I'll give credit to those guys. That was their idea. They thought of that first, so I'm going to give credit to Big Pat and them. But it's just a damn shame. Because Kadarius Toney has a lot of talent. He's got a hell of a lot of talent, oozing with talent on this football team. And we'll never get to know what it's like. Because the guy just had attitudes. He had an attitude issue. He couldn't learn the playbook. He was fighting with fans on Twitter. Too injury prone. And now it's just a distant memory with Kadarius Toney. Because you know what? Talent is good and all. But what the hell is talent if the guy can't get on the football field? So Kadarius Toney's career with the New York Giants closes. Only playing 12 games with the Giants overall. Only 12 games. Didn't even get 430 yards receiving overall. Only 39 catches. And didn't even score one single touchdown with this team. Not even one. He did have 3 attempts rushing for 6 yards. And this past year, he had a couple attempts for 23 yards rushing. He even passed a couple of times, where he had one completion for 3 yards. And one completion for 19 yards. And this year, he tried to pass in the first game of the season, but nothing happened against Tennessee. But Giants felt this was the right decision to make. And I agree with it. Not going to pretty much sit here and hedge what Kadarius Toney could be. Because you know what? Just a lot of talent that didn't measure up with this team going into the season. So, you move on. Good luck to Kadarius Toney over there in Kansas City. And now this opens up stuff for what are the Giants going to do at the trade deadline. Because the Giants just traded away a wide receiver. Now we're one wide receiver short. Does this team go out there and try to make a move? Try to make a move for a top-end wide receiver that could be available? For a Jerry Jeudy? For a Chase Claypool? For a DJ Moore? Or for a T. Higgins? Or for another wide receiver we don't even know that could be on the table that we could be looking at? Now we still have Kenny Golladay. Golladay has done nothing with this team, so I'm not hedging my bets on Kenny Golladay at all. I'm not expecting Kenny Golladay to be able to come here and all of a sudden rescue the team. I don't think he's that good of a player, and I guarantee the Giants would have traded him away if it's not for his albatross contract. Because at least the guy was getting on the football field, and he was doing a really good job blocking. So I think in a way, Golladay wants to go out there and prove himself. I think he was playing hard for this football team, but I just don't think Kenny Galladay's got it anymore. And I think if it wasn't for his albatross contract, he'd be gone too. So we're going to have to live with Kenny Golladay for now. But hopefully you can get him back after the bye. He can try to contribute for this team, help this team out a little bit. And then you wash your hands and you move on after the season with Golladay. But now, do the Giants make a receiver move? Because we have a shortage of receivers right now. This team is 6-1, heading up to Seattle for a 4:25 afternoon game against a very good Seahawks team. Much better than we think. It's not going to be easy. Does this Giants team look to make an improvement at wide receiver either before the game Sunday, or if the Giants wide receivers don't get the job done, we still pull off a victory, but the Giants wide receivers falter, Or if we lose this game Sunday because the wide receivers do nothing, does Joe Shane and Brandon Brown and these guys ramp up their activity and go out there and trade for one of these wide receivers off a team that's looking to move on for some of these guys because they're not going to pay them and because they're trying to get rid of some players? You got to think about that. You got to think about that. Are the Giants going to be looking to potentially make a move at wide receiver before this trade deadline this Sunday? This Tuesday at 4 p.m. Anything is possible right now. Anything's possible. So, we'll have to wait and see. But, Kadarius Toney, nice knowing you. It's just a shame that you had to say what you had to say. Talking on the internet, saying that you said if I was injured. What was that quote that Kadarius Toney said? I'm gonna look it up right now. That quote that Kadarius Toney said on his Twitter. Bro. Please don't go out and sad, thinking I care. The kid's acting like an immature kid right now. I hate saying it. He's acting like an immature kid. It's a shame. It's a shame. But like I said, good luck to you in Kansas City. Good luck to Kadarius Toney. And let's see what the New York Giants are going to have cooking going forward. Let's see. So, that's my news I want to give. I just want to make this video. I apologize for pausing a little bit. This is still like breaking news and stuff. So, if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and anything around the New York Football Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section what you all think about the New York Giants trading Kadarius Toney to the Kansas City Chiefs today for a conditional 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick. Throw out all your comments, whether you like the trade, you don't like the trade, if you think we missed an opportunity with Kadarius Toney, if you're happy Kadarius Toney is not here because you just think it was just a lot of fool's gold with him. Let me know in the comment section how you all feel. Because I know Twitter has a lot to say about Kadarius Toney. And at this point, the guy's not a Giant anymore. Time to move on. Time to see what this Giants team can do now, going forward. Thank you very much, everybody. Sincerely, thank you for coming on the live stream earlier. Take it easy. And as always, let's go, New York Football Giants. Together blue, everyone.